Like damn, she wanna afford to touch me. I say I want it, and she got it.
What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's get into NXT from September the 17th, 2024. A very solid, fun show. CM Punk made an appearance, and he showed up, and the crowd went berserk. It was awesome. This show was super duper fun. Really good, solid show. So we kicked the show off with Ava. So she mentioned that Sexy Red's going to be making her NXT return on the CW on October 1st. And then she said that Randy Orton is going to be in action on October the 8th. He's going to be in singles action, so that's cool. I thought Randy was just going to probably host the show, but no, he's going to actually be in action. That's really cool, interesting. So really good stuff. But all Ava wanted was for Trick Williams and Ethan Page to come outside in the contract. And then before that, she mentioned the match card on October 1st. So she mentioned all the matches so far, so that's fine. So Trick Williams, he comes out, he says that he's hurting and he's in pain. He went through to war last week with Pete Dunne. He puts over Pete Dunne and says that he's going to beat Ethan Page for that title. People are going to be chanting something NXT, tell him what we're going to do. So then Ethan Page comes out. He makes fun of Trick Williams. So Ethan Page attempted to do the whoop that trick. Trick Williams says we don't like it. So Ethan Page says that he knows that he's Trick Williams' kryptonite. He says that he has receipts to back it up. He says the biggest receipt that he has right here is the NXT Championship. So Trick says that he's been hiding from him, that being Ethan Page. He said come October 1st, all that running is going to stop when it's just me and you face to face. So Ethan Page started to get real loud in this promo. He basically said that the main thing that he wanted to mention was that he didn't steal the NXT title. He won it fair and square. He said that the most important thing on everyone's face was their facial expression. When the referee counted 1, 2, 3, it was a shock and surprise on everyone's face, including Trick Williams. He said he didn't steal nothing. He said on October 1st, you're going to have a different expression on your face. It's going to be an expression of disappointment. He says that on October 1st, he'll beat him and put an end to this. He said it's going to be the era of ego, and we'll still be saying NXT. So Trick, he shuts that down. And then Ethan Page, he kicks Trick Williams in the gut, and he delivers the ego's edge to a table. And then Ethan Page mouths to Ava that NXT's falling apart since she's in charge. Well, since she's been in charge. Okay, really good stuff. That's interesting. I didn't think that would occur because normally I thought that Trick would probably, fight that off, but, he took the bump pretty well. So, really good shit on his part. I do expect for Trick Williams to win, obviously. And there's probably going to be a potential rematch for Halloween Havoc. So they'll probably do the rematch between Trick and Ethan Page at Halloween Havoc. So there's that. That's just me thinking out loud. Moving on. Tony D. He had a backstage conversation with Alexander Hammerstone. He said that Don is upset that Hammerstone didn't get the job done, especially after he gave him an envelope with money, moolah, that cold hard cash. Hammerstone says that Oba Femi is a beast, which he is, and the Don should know that. The Don wants Hammerstone to request a rematch, and this time he's going to take care of business. So Hammerstone, he declines the Don's offer. Tony D says, you know what happens when you say no to the Don? And then Hammerstone says that Tony D should take out Oba by himself, and then the Don challenges Hammerstone to a match. Okay. That's really cool. Good stuff. Moving on. Ava is upset that she wasn't able to bring out her surprise during the contract signing. Devon Evans, he shows up along with Uncle Cedric Alexander. He said that the card for Chicago is starting to get stacked. He wants to shoot a shot. He says he wants to have a match on the St. Louis show on October 8th. Ava says that she'll take Devon Evans' request into consideration. Okay, that's cool. All right, first match of the night. Lyra Valkyria and Tatum Paxley defeated Wendy Chu and Rosemary. Okay, makes sense. Do I care? Not really. Moving on. Trick Williams tells Sarah Schreiber that he's going to get this contract signed by the end of the night and get his hands on Ethan Page. Continuing on. So, Tavion Heights, he's back. He's in great spirits, coming back from the Pro Wrestling Noah N1 tournament. Charlie Dempsey wants Ren Sinclair to make a name for herself. And then Ren Sinclair proceeds to chop Charlie Dempsey. Nice. Good stuff. Tony D versus Hammerstone. The match went about 2 minutes. Hammerstone wins via countout. So Tony D basically walked out. He knew that Oba Femi got the best of him. Oba Femi was on the split screen, and he just said that he broke him, referring to Tony D'Angelo. So that's fine. So Hammerstone wins his first match via countout. Makes perfect sense. I like that. Hammerstone's doing great stuff in TNA. Him and Jake Something, they formed a tag team recently on the Victory Road pay-per-view. So that's great. So I'm loving what he's doing there. Hopefully we get more of Hammerstone because he kicks major ass. But I'm loving the character development that we got from Tony D on this show. This was great. So I'm loving how he's unsure of himself. Makes perfect sense. Moving on. So Zachary Wentz, he came out. He says that he's sorry for interrupting. He's got something he needed to show everyone. He said Trey and him were supposed to challenge for the NXT Tag Team Championships last week. He said this is the reason why they didn't. So they show Wesley attacking Trey Miguel. He was going into the Dayton, Ohio parking lot or whatever. And so Wesley smashed his shoulder in the door like 2 or 3 times. And that's why Trey Miguel couldn't make it. But I assume he'll probably make his return on October 1st. So I think that's when he's going to show back up. He says that Wesley's an absolute piece of garbage. He said he went to Trey's hometown. How many rides they were taking that car? You can't handle the fact that Trey and I moved on without you. Or maybe Mr. Big Solo Star is still better that I got my hand raised in No Mercy. You deserve everything that's coming to you in Chicago. You thought losing to me at No Mercy was embarrassing. Well, on October 1st, the pain I'm going to put on you is going to be 10 times worse. This ends in Chicago. So this is a pretty good little promo, even though it's not his specialty, that being Zachary Wentz. But this is a good little promo. It makes perfect sense. I'm trying to think, does Zachary Wentz win? Does he win this match? I don't know. That's a really good question, because I want this to be a trilogy, but I'm fine with it just being, just having them guys doing, 2 singles matches together, and that's it. So, I don't know, but it seems like Zachary Wentz is probably going to win this one as well. So he's probably going to be 2-0 going up against Wesley. That's fine, I guess. Good shit, though. Moving on. So Ava, she's talking to Tyrese Halliburton in her office. Tyrese says that he's going to bring the contract to the ring and make sure that Ethan Page and Trick Williams sign a contract. So, who cares? It's not really that important. So, the Fatal Influence, they have a backstage interview with Sarah Schreiber. They said that they speak the truth. The women in the locker room can either handle it like a mature woman, or you can go cry about it. Lola Vice is a great fighter, but in that tiny brain of hers, she thinks that she's a bigger star than she actually is. Tonight, Jessie Jane will prove Lola wrong, which does not happen. Spoiler alert, she loses. So Sarah brings up that Jada Parker's out for revenge as well. Fallon Henley and Jasmine Nix are not fazed by Jada Parker. Jessie Jane says that Kalani Jordan's been ducking the Fatal Influence. Okay, cool. And then the women, they're backstage training. So Lola Vice tells Jada Parker to stay out of her way in her match tonight. So, okay. Moving on. Eddie Thorpe, he defeats Ashanti the Adonis, which was pathetic as shit. But it is what it is. It sucks for Ashanti. Ashanti should never lost this match, but it is what it is. Who cares? I don't care. Moving right along. So we get a Chase U vignette. So Riley Osborne's going to get revenge on Rich Holland, and Thea Hale's very disappointed, and she's super distraught that she ever trusted Rich Holland from the start. We all know that Riley Osborne is going to get his ass kicked next week. We all know that. He's probably 120 to 150 pounds soaking wet, so he's going to get his ass kicked for sure. And that's going to be a fun sight to see. Moving on. CM Punk shows up. He gets a great reaction. He asked the crowd if they watched Monday Night Raw. He said he wanted to get the business part out of the way last night. He said he knew that he was coming to NXT. He wanted to have some fun. He said that he watches NXT on the USA Network. He's glad to see all the beautiful people that he's never been in the ring with in this building. He said that he's surrounded by the NXT fanatics. It's super cool. He said that he recognized most of them when he was here every week when he was rehabbing his triceps. He tried to sneak in and watch the shows and hide behind there. He says that he really does enjoy watching the show. He appreciates the blood, sweat, and tears that every man and woman that comes out here on national television and other stages, and he enjoys watching the development of the men and women to become superstars in the future. He says that one day some of these guys are going to be rubbing elbows with CM Punk, and then they're going to be throwing elbows at CM Punk. He says he might deal with Lexis King one day, maybe Carmelo Hayes. He says that he's tearing it up on SmackDown right now, which is a lie. He mentioned Ethan Page, and he says sooner or later he's going to be facing Braun Breaker via ringwear. So, he gave Javon Evans a shout-out and everything else. He says he's got t-shirts that's older than Javon Evans. He says that he loves NXT. He said Shawn Michaels called him up, and he told him that the NXT debut on the CW Network is going to be on October 1st, and he knew that he had to come to it. He begged Shawn to be a part of it. So then Roxanne Perez comes out to a really good reaction. She says that she's going to let him get back to his big announcement, but it's probably about Giulia, because everyone can't get enough of Giulia. She said the 13-year-old her is freaking out right now, sharing the ring with the best in the world, her favorite wrestler of all time, CM Punk. She said she's the main that he's the main reason why she's in WWE. she's looked up from him from the start. He was her voice of the voiceless. She said she always preferred his wife. She was happy that he returned at Survivor Series, 10 years. But then she wishes that she was a Drew McIntyre fan, which was great. So she said she knows the main reason why he showed up was because he wanted to get his last moment of glory before he loses to Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. Roxanne tells Punk to stay home. And she says that she's going to beat Giulia on October the 1st. She said, that's not about CM Punk, it's not about Giulia, it's about one person, and that's her. So, CM Punk says that he calls her a kid. He says that he used to have a chip on his shoulder. It was the size of Roxanne Perez, and now her chip on her shoulder is the NXT Women's Championship. He said that when he was in Portland last night, he watched Bianca Belair and Io Sky go toe to toe and tear the house down. And he said that she would have fit right in with those two badass ladies. But he says it's not important now because she's going to lose to Giulia come the CW. And then Giulia shows up. She says the countdown is on. Roxanne, you got 2 weeks left. So Roxanne was about to go hit her with the title belt, but CM Punk gets between both women. And this was a good segment. This is an excellent segment. Really, really good shit here. Loved it. Fucking loved it. Excellent stuff. Moving on. So, Kalani Jordan says that she's going to start having open challenges. She might. That's what she mentioned to Sarah Strieber. She said she's going to defend the title against women who excel in the ring, not women who excel at their insults. So, Kalani gives props to Jordan Grace for doing what she did. And then one day, one day she can do the same. So, Kalani just wants one of the Fatal Influence girls to step up to the plate and put their money where their mouth is. And so Ren Sinclair, she shows up. She joins the conversation. She says she wants to create an opportunity for herself. And then Ren Sinclair slaps the shit out of Kalani Jordan, which was great. This was excellent. I love this. Great stuff. Great stuff. Moving on. So the Don, he is confronted by the family. He says that he's fine. He's just afraid. He's supposed to be down in NXT. Afraid of no one. But it's different with Oba Femi. He's not human. He's a machine, and the Don can't beat him. All right? That's fine. Again, I'm loving the character work that they're giving to Tony D. This is excellent. I'm loving this. Moving on, Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander, they defeated Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights of the No Quarter Catch crew. So, Kalani Jordan came out in the middle of the match. She chased Ren Sinclair around the ring, and she fought her in the backstage area. So that allowed for Javon Evans and Cedric Alexander to pick up the win. And post-match, Randy Orton sent out a tweet saying he's going to be taking on Javon Evans. So I'm like, damn. So this is great. So Javon Evans should be happy as hell that Shawn Michaels has a ton of faith in him. So I know he's going to be super excited for this. This is going to be his make or break moment. He's going to sell for Orton like a mug for sure. And I do expect for Randy to win, but I do think that this is going to be Javon Evans' moment, and I can't wait for Orton to hit that RKO out of nowhere. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be like when he RKO'd Evan Bourne. What was that? Was that back in 2010 or 2011, 2012? Something like that. Some shit like that. That's what it's going to be like. So it should be fun. Moving on. So Rich Holland, he made a promise that he's going to put an end to Chase University. 2 down, 1 to go. Next week, Rich is going to have a match with Riley Osborne. And I do expect for it to be 3-0 for Rich Holland when it comes to Chase University. I just mentioned that Randy Orton's going to be taking on Javon Evans on October the 8th. So, moving on from that, Brooks Jensen, with the help of Sean Spears, defeated Deion Lennox. And then in the match, both Sean Spears and Brooks Jensen tried to destroy the glasses of Deion Lennox. Okay, that's fine. And then Brooks Jensen just wins via a basic DDT. I'm like, what the hell? What kind of shit is that? Moving on. So we get a backstage, not interview, but a backstage vignette on Twitter involving Wesley. Wesley says that he took out Trey Miguel because he was Zachary Wentz's insurance policy. Everything will end on October 1st. Wesley's looking forward to seeing Zach in Chicago. Okay, cool. Should be fun. Moving on. Axiom and Nathan Frazier, they're going to be special guests on the Grayson Waller Effect, and they'll take on A-Town Down Under 3 weeks from now, which is going to be October the 8th. So that's cool. So they're actually doing well for the second week of the CW. So that's pretty cool. So I'll probably add maybe a few more matches. Moving right along. So Lola Vice defeats Jacy Jane. So Fallon Henley tried to get involved, but to no avail. Lola Vice wins via the spinning back fist. And then post-match, Jada Parker comes out and she tries to make the save for Lola Vice. And then Fatal Influence, they pulled Jacy Jane out of the ring. And then a brawl was about to take place between Lola Vice and Jada Parker. Nice. I love both females, that being Jada Parker and Lola Vice. Good stuff. Excellent stuff. Moving on. Adriana Rizzo, she attempts to give the Don some encouragement. She said it's not time for him to be a coward. The family believes in him, and Riz says that the Don needs to believe in himself. This was great. This was an excellent segment. It was short and sweet to the point. So good stuff here. Closing segment of the evening. So Tyrese Halliburton, he came out. He got both guys to sign the contract, essentially. Trick Williams put over Tyrese Halliburton. And then so Ethan Page and Trick, they had some more choice words. CM Punk came out. He said that he's going to be the special guest referee. And he says the only rule is you're going to have to listen to the official. And boys, since he's the official, he can honestly say that since he's the official, you can start fighting right now. So both guys get into a massive pull-apart brawl. And that was the end of the show. So really, really good stuff here. Although WWE is really overusing this special guest referee stuff a little bit too much, but this is fine. My only issue is I'm hoping that CM Punk does not get involved, like how Seth Rollins got involved with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. So this essentially is an anything goes type of match. I expect for Trick Williams to win. I expect for there to be a rematch at Halloween Havoc. The same goes for Roxanne Perez and Giulia. I expect for Giulia to win. And then I expect for her to have a rematch with Roxanne Perez on Halloween Havoc. So, yeah. But NXT was solid, fun stuff. I love the CM Punk, Roxanne Perez stuff. So, a really, really good, fun show. Excellent stuff. But what did you guys think about NXT? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.